Why am I so weak? Why am I so weak? I'm going to be held here in the Philippines. Please laugh. Sorry if the light is... Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Agatha Hong and I'm a Philippine national athlete. For today's video, we're going to be doing a Q&A. A few days ago, I posted on IG stories and I asked you guys to send in your questions. I have here right now my iPad. So as you can see, I received a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Obviously, I won't be able to answer everything. I will try to be as fair as I can. So I won't try to be picky. Okay, so for the first question, it's my age. So I'm 23 years old. I turn 24 next year. Diet and workout routine, please. To be honest, I just try to work out every day. I entered some phases in my life where I was just working out most of the day. I'm not licensed to tell you guys anything, but that's bad for you. Based on my experience, that's really bad. Huwag niyo akong tularan. Sa diet ko, I'm not gonna lie, my diet may be restrictive for some people. And I'm not saying this is how you should eat, but then again, it's just a question. They're just asking me my diet. Okay, I rarely drink anything flavored. So if it's a juice or a shake, energy drinks, milk tea, what else? The only thing I drink is water and coconut water. I'm very acne prone. Yung skin ko, it's very sensitive. So whenever I drink something with sugar, I break out. As in, the next day. Sometimes nga within a day, lumalabas na yung pimples ko. I'm not really a fast food junkie and I'm also not a junk food junkie. Hindi ako masyado nag-chips pero I do go through phases. Right now, I'm at a phase where I'm so obsessed with picnic. Alam niyo yun, yung picnic na ano, na malaki. But everything in moderation, of course. Anong work mo aside from being an athlete? Before SEA Games, yun lang talaga yung ginagawa ko. Just training. Because I already finished college and hindi na ako nag-work after that because I wanted to enjoy the remaining years that I had while I was still young. Aside from training, the work that I do is like brand work. I've worked with Uniqlo and Alexander Wang. I'm the ambassador for Lexus right now. I've also worked with Disney in the past. What is your biggest mistake in life? Hindi naman siya mistake. I think it's just one of my regrets. I didn't decide to take up post-grad studies. So when I graduated in 2018, I was just so tired of trying to balance academics and sports and I just wanted a break. Decided to focus on Asian Games because I just came out of a serious injury sa back ko. So I was diagnosed with a slip disc. After Asian Games, I told my coach that I wanted to study and he said there's no problem with that, but it's the SEA Games year. I really had to be prepared for SEA Games because it was going to be held here in the Philippines. It was a personal decision of mine. Decided to not study that year kasi I wanted to really put 1000% of my efforts in SEA Games. Okay, I'm getting a lot of love life questions. A lot of people are asking me if I'm in a relationship or if I have a boyfriend and if I have a great wall. The only great wall that I have is the great wall of my parents. I'm not really with anyone. If you're not a national athlete, what would you be doing and what are your dreams? If I wasn't doing sports, I think I would be studying and just like expanding my knowledge. I like a challenge. What motivates you to exercise? Wala, discipline lang. I know that you guys have seen my posts and it looks like I like exercising, but most of the time, it's not the case. I end up being lazy, I end up complaining, I end up like really swearing under my breath while I'm exercising. As an athlete, I know that I have to love working out, I have to love sweating, I have to love dying. But I'm not like that. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't love it 100%, pero I do it kasi I love my sport. When the COVID-19 pandemic is over, where do you plan to travel? To be honest, when I travel, it's mostly for competitions lang talaga. Next year, under the Philippine Sports Commission, as long as they're okay with it, I will be traveling to Vietnam and Hangzhou in China kasi dun mangyayari yung Asian Games. And I don't really travel out of leisure. I don't really have time. I haven't really had the time ever since I started this sport. What type of song would you want to hear? Can be a genre or a lyrical theme. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. Ever since I was in high school, I really liked Taylor Swift. Kahit na she went through the phase of everybody hating her for dating a lot of guys, I still liked her songs. She's just so talented and I just really love her songs. Jamie agrees with this on me kasi we both live for the All Too Well long version, which is the 10-minute version. We're just attached to that song. Imagine you're an actress, what role would you play? I would want to play Audrey Hepburn. Even though I don't look like Audrey Hepburn, I really admire her. She's very classy, she's very elegant. Ate, saan po kayo nagmana? Mother or father po? If you look at my siblings, my brother, he's very tall. His features comes from my mom. My mom's more American. My dad's very Chinese. My baby sister got that. So if you look at my sister has very light brown curly hair and then she has very chinky eyes. I look in between. Like a Filipina na hindi mo maintindihan na siguro may isip mo may ibang lahi to pero hindi mo ma-pinpoint. But most people think I'm Chinese and then some people think I'm Spanish. So I think it's subjective. McDo or Jollibee? I like the fries of Jollibee but I like the chicken of McDo. So I'm 50-50. Pwede ba McBee? Please laugh. How much is being conventionally attractive a factor for Wushu's popularity here in the PH? I never really thought of it. Hindi ko naman siya napapansin. I don't know. Kasi Wushu's not really in the spotlight here in the Philippines. Any discipline tips? I know that I preach a lot about discipline, but I think I'm the wrong person you're asking kasi I also struggle with discipline most of the time. So this will be the last question. How to make the jumps higher? I think she's referring to Wushu jumps. What I did before I was diagnosed with the slip disc was I always did heavy weights and my coach always pushed me to go beyond what I think my limits were. And this is very important. Repetitiveness. Repetitiveness is so important in trying to accomplish a certain skill. I even remember the time I had this one coach. I think my class was like at 11:20. Tas I think it was 10:30. So patapos na kami nun. Tas nagalit yung coach ko sa akin because I couldn't do this jump. He said, "You do this jump 50 times." And I was like, "What?" And I was surprised kasi I have no problem with that naman. Pero kasi I had a knee injury and he knew that. I guess yung moral lang ng story dito is if you know na hindi mo siya kaya and alam mo na hindi kaya ng katawan mo, you should be very vocal about it. To make jumps higher, repetitiveness, of course, within your own body's limits, heavy weights, and just train a lot. Forgive my look right now. I wanted to answer some more questions because I think that these kinds of questions are just something that I've always wanted to answer because a lot of people ask these. It's just really fun and why not, right? So, sorry if the lighting's really crazy right now. So, someone said, where do you buy your tops? Super love all those plain casual tops you wear. Lol, hello, Aga. I miss you. I miss you too, Sarita. So, this is my high school friend. Yung tops ko, I just actually thrift them because when the pandemic started, I got into thrifting. Almost all of them are now thrifted and usually I buy really neutral tops because those are the kinds of colors that really mesh well with the majority of the color wheel. I sometimes just juggle between black, white, gray, navy blue, somewhere in between those colors. So I'll insert all of the shops that I thrift in somewhere on the screen. How do you deal with bashers? Come to think of it, meron ba? To my knowledge, I don't really notice the bashers. Like, to be honest, hindi ko siya napapansin. The majority of the people that comment on my posts or that follow me are really the people who support me as an athlete and like just as Agatha. Who's your sports BFF? The one who asked this was Jamie Lim, SEA Games gold medalist in karate. Pretty funny story. We actually met in 2019. In the closing ceremony of the SEA Games, we met in a bathroom and I was looking for a stall in the bathroom and she just happened to help me find the stall. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then the next event that we met was in a Resorts World event. So the president of Resorts World invited me, Jamie, and Heidelin Diaz to go dine with them. That's where we became very, very well acquainted. And then over the pandemic, we built our friendship because we started this whole fundraiser and then we started just telling each other our stories. The media came on to us. They started asking, when did you two become close? Like, are you two best friends? Because there's this whole connection that you two have. We're really comfortable with each other. Those are the kinds of friendships you don't really expect them from the people that you actually just met in a bathroom in the Manila Arena for SEA Games, you know. Till now, she's one of my friends that I really like tell everything to, and I'm so lucky to have her. So I love you, Jamie, and I miss you. Okay, next, not a question. I always see you at Robinson's Magnolia. Skincare and makeup routine. For my makeup routine, usually I put concealer. Right now, I just have concealer on because I'm breaking out. As you can see, I have some breakouts here and I have breakouts here. I have a mark here. And then I put on lip balm and that's it. I don't put anything on my eyelashes or my eyebrows. I just leave it as is because that's what works for me. I'm gonna show you the makeup products that I use every time I go out. NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Light to Vanilla. Then one of my go-tos for every time I need a bit of color on my face is this Cloud Paint from Glossier. Cloud Paint in Dusk. I've always been using this blush for like quite a while. I think since 2018 pa siya, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of expired. But you know what? I really love this shade. And hindi pa rin siya ubos. Super fleshy color na medyo dark siya. It's like you tanned. And this color is the exact color for when I naturally blush or when I'm like tired or really sweaty. All the blood comes rushing to my face. This is the exact color that I have. So it's perfect. Put it on my cheeks and then some on my nose. And I have kind of like a drunk blush look na medyo subtle. And I really like it. And then to make the concealer stick, of course, I have the primer. This is the Bare Minerals Blemish Rescue Primer. I bought this back in 2017 and I'm also pretty sure that it's already expired but hindi pa rin siya ubos. And I don't really break out whenever I use this and this. So I guess that's fine. So these are the three products that I usually use. For my lips, the lip balm I use is the Glossier cherrybomb.com. So for my skincare, majority of my products comes from The Ordinary. I think it's made by the Deciem or Deciem company. And I just actually order my products either from Shopee or online sellers in IG. Products I usually use is the Rose Hip Seed Oil, Alpha Arbutin for my dark spots to lighten them. And then I have this Acno Regulant Spray that my dermatologist prescribed to me. Was there a time that made you feel you wanted to stop practicing Wushu? Yeah, there were lots of times. I think it was in college kasi college was the time we get to socialize and stuff like that. Most of my time in college, I just really wish I had more time in the day to rest, but I didn't really have that. What's the hardest thing you had to sacrifice for your Wushu career? Honestly, it was my time and I guess my freedom. I had to sacrifice most of my time for my friends. Every time they would ask me, hey Agatha, do you wanna go out or something like that? I always had to say, I can't. Training. What's your ideal guy? I guess someone who's taller than me, someone who has a great sense of humor, someone that I can never run out of things to talk about. Top 3 films. Age of Adeline, which is Blake Lively. Atomic Blonde, Charlize Theron. The Notebook, which is Ryan Gosling. That's all for my Q&A. Sorry talaga guys, I just feel like this video is all over the place, but I hope that I answered some of your questions. So this concludes our Q&A. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!